Chosen one. Stop right here. Do not scroll past this moment. Heaven itself has paused everything around you, because the mysterious door I speak of is opening before you right now. This is not an ordinary moment in your life. You have felt it deep within your spirit. That tug, that whisper, that tells you you were never meant to blend in with the crowd. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. You sense something stirring, something shifting. You can't explain it, but you know you are standing at the threshold of something greater. This is the heavenly door, rare and mysterious, that opens only once in a lifetime. And it is being revealed to you because you are not ordinary. You are chosen, God's chosen one. Every sleepless night you endured, every tear shed in silence, every season where you felt forgotten it all, carried you to this very moment. The trials were not meant to break you, but to prepare you. The rejections were not meant to destroy you, but to hide you until the appointed time. And that appointed time is here. Do you understand? Beloved, heaven does not waste words. Heaven does not waste moments. When the eternal hand of God points to you and says, "Now," everything shifts in the atmosphere. The mysterious door opens, and nothing can shut it except your own hesitation. This is why you must listen carefully. The Spirit is speaking directly to you, calling you out from among the rest. Scripture says in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 9, "I am the door. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will go in and out and find pasture." These are not just words on a page. They are the living voice of God speaking straight into your situation. The door is Christ Himself. The door is life, destiny, calling, and eternal security. You are standing before it now. Many have walked past their door because they thought it was just another season, just another chance. They delayed, they doubted, they hesitated, and the door closed. But you, chosen one, will not miss it. That is why this message has found you today. I speak to your spirit. Rise up. You cannot afford to blend in anymore. Your light is too bright. Your calling too urgent. Your destiny too weighty. The mysterious door is before you, and heaven is watching your response. This is the moment where you stop second-guessing. This is the moment where you stop saying, "Maybe later." No, beloved, not later. The door is open now. And doors like this do not stay open forever. Take a deep breath and feel the holy weight of this moment. Heaven has trusted you with revelation that others cannot see. You are chosen to carry something different. That is why life has pressed you harder. Why storms have surrounded you. Why battles have raged against you. The darkness has always known what you carry. And yet, here you stand, still unbroken, still breathing, still chosen. Now I ask you to act. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Step into your role as one of God's chosen ones. Let your spirit testify with action. If this word is striking your heart, I invite you right now to like, to share, and to subscribe, so this divine message continues to flow into your life. And as a prophetic act of faith, I want you to comment the number 777 below. That number symbolizes the perfect completion of God's plan. When you write it, you are declaring, "I choose the door. I step into my destiny." Beloved, this is your moment. Don't miss it. Chosen one. You were never ordinary. From the very beginning, your life has carried marks that set you apart. While others blended into the crowd, you carried burdens too heavy for most to understand. You asked yourself, why me? Why does my journey feel different? Why do storms find me even when I do no wrong? You did not realize then that your difference was not punishment, it was evidence of your calling. Look back over your life and notice the pattern. While others walked on smoother paths, yours was lined with hidden battles. You felt invisible, misunderstood, and even unwanted at times. But that invisibility was a covering. That rejection was divine protection. You were being shaped for a destiny too great to be handled casually. The reason you never fit in is because you were never meant to. The conversations others enjoyed drained you. The places others found comfort in felt foreign to your spirit. Deep down, you knew you were carrying something sacred. The weight of your life was never just about survival, it was about preparation. You see, God does not place uncommon battles on common lives. He places them on chosen ones. And you, beloved, are chosen. The sleepless nights you endured, the loneliness that pierced your heart, the questions that seemed unanswered, all of it was forging resilience inside of you. Where others would have given up, you endured. Where others turned bitter, you pressed forward. Where others compromised, you held on to integrity. That is the sign of the chosen. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 139, verse 14. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know it full well. Do you see it? You are not a mistake, not a random occurrence. You are fearfully made, crafted with intention, set apart with divine design, chosen one. You carry a light that unsettles the darkness around you. That is why opposition always finds you. That is why envy rises against you. The world senses that you are not like the rest, even when you do not see it yourself. The pressure has been fierce because the calling is weighty. Do not despise the road you walked. Every tear watered the soil of your future. Every betrayal carved depth into your spirit. Every rejection pushed you closer to divine alignment. You did not lose those seasons, they refined you. What others called weakness, heaven calls strength. What others mocked, heaven treasures. Your life is a living testimony that being chosen is not about ease, but about endurance. It is not about comfort, but about capacity. God has been stretching you so you could carry what is about to be placed in your hands. If your life had been ordinary, your future would have been ordinary. But because your life has been marked, your destiny is extraordinary. So, stand tall. Beloved, wear your scars like crowns. The very things that tried to break you are the proof that you are chosen. Every wound healed, every valley crossed, every shadow endured it all, declares the truth. You were never ordinary. You are a vessel of purpose, a carrier of divine fire. And now, as the mysterious door stands open before you, your difference becomes your strength. The world will soon see what heaven has always known, that you are chosen for such a time as this. Chosen one. Do you know why the storms in your life have always felt more violent, more relentless, more targeted? It is because the enemy saw it too, long before you even realized who you were. The kingdom of darkness recognized the seal of heaven upon your life. And where heaven places a calling, hell assigns resistance. Think back to those moments when everything seemed to crumble at once. It was never random. The intensity of your battles was not because you were weak, but because you carried something the enemy feared. He saw your light, even when you only saw shadows. He recognized the mark of God on you, even when you doubted yourself. That is why he tried to break you early. That is why he attacked your confidence, your relationships, your hope. Darkness does not waste energy on those with no threat. If the enemy came for you so strongly, it is because you were carrying a weapon against his kingdom. Beloved, this should not discourage you. It should confirm you. Every attack is proof that you are dangerous to darkness. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 16, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. But the wicked stumble when calamity strikes." Look at yourself, chosen one. Despite everything, you are still here. You rose again. You refused to stay down. That resilience is not from you alone. It is evidence of divine strength within you. The enemy hoped you would give up. He wanted the betrayals to silence you, the heartbreaks to harden you, the failures to shame you. Yet every time, heaven lifted you again. You rose from pits others could not escape. You endured blows that would have crushed another. This is the proof you are chosen, and nothing can remove that mark. Beloved, do not misunderstand the weight of this. You carry authority that terrifies darkness. Your very presence disrupts the plans of the enemy. That is why certain rooms could not handle you. That is why certain people pulled away. The light on you exposed what was hidden in them. You must stop looking at your battles as signs of abandonment. They are signs of assignment. The greater the fight, the greater the fire you carry. The reason you were fought hardest is because you are destined to stand tallest. The resistance you faced is the prophecy of the influence you will hold. Now I turn to you with a simple but powerful call. I want you to comment these words below. I rise again. Write them as a prophetic declaration. Write them because they are not just words. They are your testimony. Every time you declare them, you are silencing the voice of the enemy that told you you will not recover. By commenting those 3 words, you are telling heaven and hell alike, I may have been knocked down, but I will always rise again. No, chosen one, the mysterious door is opening, and the enemy cannot shut it. He has already tried and failed too many times. Your resilience is proof that heaven's hand is still upon you. You have survived the kind of storms that were meant to bury you. Yet here you stand, living, breathing, chosen. Do not fear the darkness. It has already recognized your authority. Walk boldly. Speak with confidence. Rise with power. The battles that tried to destroy you only confirmed what heaven already knew. You are chosen, unstoppable, unshakable, and nothing the enemy does can change that. Chosen one. You know the sting of rejection. You know what it feels like to walk into a room and sense that you do not belong. You have been left out of circles, pushed aside by people you thought would stand with you, and misunderstood by those you trusted. And while it cut deeply, heaven was at work in the shadows. What felt like abandonment was not the absence of God, but the hand of God. Every closed door in relationships, every friendship that faded, every circle that excluded you, these were not losses. They were shields. God was hiding you. He was protecting you from environments that would have polluted your destiny. Think about it. If you had been accepted by everyone, you would have been shaped by everyone. If you had been welcomed into every circle, you might have stayed in places too small for your calling. You might have mistaken comfort for destiny. The pain of rejection was severe, but it was also a holy redirection. There were moments you asked, "Why don't they see me? Why do they overlook me? What is wrong with me?" Nothing was wrong with you. Beloved, everything was right with you. The rejection was not about your lack, it was about your difference. Your spirit carried a light others were not ready to embrace. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Take this truth deeply into your heart. While others may have walked away, the Lord has never abandoned you, even in the loneliest nights. His presence has surrounded you like an unseen shield. Rejection became your teacher. It forced you to depend on God when people could not be trusted. It drove you into prayer when no one else could understand your cries. It trained you to walk with heaven even when the earth turned its back. Those who were removed from your life were not meant to carry the weight of your destiny. Chosen one. The loneliness you felt was not emptiness, it was sacred space. A wilderness carved out so you could hear the voice of God without the noise of the crowd. Others were distracted by applause, but you were trained in silence. Others found comfort in numbers, but you found strength in solitude. And it is there, in that hidden place, that your roots grew deep. Now look at yourself, stronger than you thought, wiser than you realized, more resilient than you imagined. The very people who rejected you unknowingly pushed you into deeper alignment with heaven's plan. You were hidden, not forgotten, concealed, not discarded. When the mysterious door opens fully, those who overlooked you will see what God was preparing in secret. The rejection that once made you weep will become the testimony that makes you shine. You will not walk through this door carrying bitterness. You will walk through carrying power. Beloved, rejection was not the end. It was the beginning. What you thought was loss was actually protection, and what seemed like isolation was preparation. Heaven was guarding you for such a time as this. So stand tall. Lift your head. You are not defined by who left you, but by the one who stayed with you. You are not marked by rejection, but by divine election. And when this mysterious door opens fully, you will see that every no from man was only making room for God's greater yes. Chosen one. The season of hiding is over. The time of unveiling is here. For so long you felt invisible, unseen, like your voice carried no weight. But heaven has been preparing you behind the scenes, shaping your spirit, refining your character, and strengthening your resolve. Now the curtain is being lifted, and your true purpose is coming into the light. You are not who you were yesterday. The person who endured rejection, betrayal, and pain is not the same one standing here now. The fire you walked through has purified you, and the oil of heaven is ready to flow through you. This is why the mysterious door has opened. It is the appointed time of revealing. There are moments in history when God raises up a voice, a torch, a carrier of His presence. And in this moment, beloved, that voice is you. The world will no longer see you as insignificant. They will see the mark of heaven upon you. They will recognize that you are chosen, not because you demanded recognition, but because God Himself placed His hand upon you. It is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is not just a poetic verse, it is a command, a summons from heaven itself. You are being told to rise, to shine, because your appointed time has come. Do not shrink back now. The unveiling is not about pride or human applause. It is about obedience. The light on you was never meant to stay hidden under shadows. It was meant to illuminate paths for others who are still lost in the dark. Your story, your survival, your resilience, it will inspire and heal many. Beloved, understand this clearly. The unveiling is not just for you. It is for those connected to your destiny. Every person who will be encouraged by your testimony, every soul that will be drawn closer to God because of your obedience, they are waiting on your yes. That is why this door has opened, and why you cannot ignore it. As I share this with you, I feel led to speak from my heart with honesty. These words, this message, this unfolding journey, it is not meant to stay with you alone. If this is speaking to your spirit, if it feels like heaven is confirming something deep within you, I humbly ask you to take a step of faith. Like this message, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe so you remain connected to this flow of truth and encouragement. Not because of numbers, not because of vanity, but because your act of sharing may be the very tool heaven uses to awaken another chosen one who feels lost and unseen. You never know whose life can change through a simple act of obedience. What feels like a small step to you can become a door of destiny for someone else. Just as this word has found you at the right time, it can find someone else who desperately needs it through you. Chosen one, the unveiling has begun. No more hiding, no more doubting. The mysterious door is open, and your light is breaking forth. This is your season to walk boldly into who you were always meant to be. And as you do, heaven will reveal to the world what it has always seen in you, the radiance of one chosen for glory. Chosen one, lean in closely now, for what I am about to reveal carries weight. You have heard whispers of destiny before, but this moment is different. The mysterious door I speak of does not appear many times in a lifetime. It is not like the revolving opportunities of this world. This door opens only once. One divine moment. One sacred chance. One invitation from heaven that cannot be duplicated. You may have thought you had missed it in the past. Perhaps you saw glimpses of opportunity that slipped away. Seasons where you hesitated and the moment passed. But this is different. This is not the kind of door that waits on human schedules. It is a door opened by God Himself. And when He opens it, everything shifts. Beloved, let this truth pierce your heart. This door is not guaranteed to stay open forever. To hesitate is to risk losing it. To delay is to risk forfeiting the very calling that has been spoken over your life since the beginning. This is why heaven is speaking so strongly to you right now, because the time is now, and the window is here. The Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 16, verse 9, "For a great door of effective work has opened to me, and there are many who oppose me." Do you see the reality? A great door has opened. Yes, but there are also enemies, distractions, and resistance. This is not just a door of opportunity, it is a door of destiny. And with it comes a battle. You are not being asked to walk through casually. You are being asked to walk through boldly, with the understanding that everything on the other side will demand your faith, your obedience, and your endurance. But hear me clearly, this door is worth it. What waits beyond it is greater than the pain of your past, stronger than the chains that once bound you, and brighter than the shadows that tried to silence you. Chosen one, this is the kind of moment you cannot afford to treat lightly. Heaven has orchestrated this timing for you. Think of the years that shaped you, the tears that prepared you, the trials that refined you. All of it has led here. This is not by chance. This is divine alignment. And now, I ask you to mark this moment with a prophetic act. In the comments, write the number 444. Do not write it casually, write it as a declaration. For this number will serve as your covenant symbol, a way of saying, I recognize the door. I acknowledge the call. I step into my destiny. When you write it, you are not just typing digits, you are imprinting faith into action. Why 444? Because it represents foundation, stability, and divine order. Heaven is bringing structure to your life, aligning your steps with perfect timing. This is not chaos, this is kingdom. By writing it, you are agreeing with heaven's design over your life. You are declaring that you will not let hesitation steal what God has prepared. Beloved, the mysterious door is open before you. One chance, one moment, one unveiling. Heaven has trusted you with this, and all of creation is watching how you respond. Do not hold back. Do not hesitate. Step forward, for you were chosen for this very moment, and the door will not remain open forever. Chosen one, let me speak plainly to you now. The mysterious door stands open before you, but with it comes a sobering truth. You cannot hesitate. To delay is to risk everything. This door is unlike the opportunities of men that return again and again. This is heaven's appointed moment, and hesitation can cost you what eternity has prepared. You may feel the weight of fear pressing against your chest. Thoughts whisper, what if I'm not ready? What if I fail? What if I lose everything by stepping forward? These are the voices of hesitation, sent to paralyze you at the very threshold of breakthrough. But understand, this fear is a thief, and hesitation is its weapon. Beloved, remember how many times in your life you delayed, thinking you had time. You told yourself, later, tomorrow, next season. Yet the opportunities faded. The moments slipped through your hands, and regret knocked on your door. This is different. This is not about missing a chance for personal gain. This is about your destiny, your crown, your eternal purpose. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. This day I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live. Do you hear the urgency? The choice is not casual, it is life or death, blessing or curse. And you stand in the same place, with a door before you and a choice to make. Hesitation is not neutral. To hesitate is to drift, and to drift is to miss the appointed path. You cannot afford to linger when heaven says move. Every second of delay strengthens doubt, while every step of faith strengthens destiny. Think of the ones who were called before you. The Israelites at the Red Sea. What if they had refused to move when the waters parted? Esther in the palace. What if she had remained silent when her people faced destruction? Peter on the stormy sea. What if he had never stepped out of the boat when Jesus called? Each had a moment where hesitation would have cost everything. Yet obedience opened history. Chosen one. The same is true for you. This is not just about your life. It is about generations. What you decide now will echo beyond you. If you hesitate, you not only lose the door, you risk silencing the blessings that were meant to flow through you into others. But do not let this warning become fear. Let it become fuel. For hesitation is defeated not by striving, but by surrender. You do not need to have every detail figured out. You do not need to know how it will all unfold. All you must do is trust and step. The door is open. The invitation is clear. Heaven has aligned this moment for you. To delay now is to dishonor the years of preparation that carried you here. You have been through too much, endured too many storms, survived too many battles to let hesitation rob you at the threshold of destiny. Beloved, this is the hour of decision. Do not let fear speak louder than faith. Do not let hesitation steal what perseverance has built. The mysterious door is waiting, and heaven is watching. Choose to step. Choose to move. Choose to enter. For the only true loss is the one caused by standing still. Chosen one. When heaven moves, it rarely moves in silence. The atmosphere shifts, and if you listen closely, you can hear the sound of heaven aligning with your destiny. It comes not always as thunder or trumpet blasts, but often as whispers, signs, and confirmations that only your spirit can fully grasp. Perhaps you have already sensed it. A sudden peace in the middle of chaos. A word that reached you at the exact moment you needed it. A conversation with a stranger that confirmed what you were praying in secret. These are not accidents. They are heavenly signals. They are proof that heaven's orchestration is already at work in your life. Do not dismiss these moments as coincidence. Coincidence is a word the world uses to explain what heaven calls alignment. Every detail is being woven together with precision. The right people are being placed in your path. The wrong doors are being shut firmly. The timing is being arranged so that when you step through, everything is ready. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 29, verse 4. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is majestic. The sound of heaven is not weak, not timid. It shakes the atmosphere. It resonates with authority. When God speaks, even the hidden chambers of your heart recognize it. Think of how you have walked through seasons of silence. Times when you prayed and felt nothing, cried and heard no reply. Yet now, suddenly, the whispers are becoming louder. The confirmations are multiplying. It is as though heaven itself has turned its face toward you, drawing you into alignment with destiny. The sound of heaven is also heard in the breaking of chains. Have you noticed how certain habits no longer satisfy you? How certain relationships no longer fit? How certain distractions suddenly feel heavy? That is heaven's way of pulling you out of what once bound you. It is not punishment. It is preparation. Chains that once held you are snapping, making space for what lies ahead. And, beloved, do not miss this. The sound of heaven often comes disguised as disruption, what feels like a sudden shift, an unexpected change, or even a loss, may in truth be heaven rearranging your steps. Sometimes heaven speaks not by adding to your life, but by removing what does not belong. The loss you mourn may actually be the clearing away of obstacles. Chosen one. The sound of heaven is also calling you to attention. It is reminding you that the mysterious door is not just an opportunity, but a responsibility. When heaven opens a door, it is not for comfort alone, it is for mission. The whisper you hear is not just encouragement, it is instruction. Do not only hear it, obey it. You stand at the intersection of earth and eternity. The sound you hear in your spirit is the echo of your future, calling you forward. That is why you cannot ignore it. That is why you cannot brush it aside. Heaven has pressed its voice into your heart, and it demands a response. Beloved, let this comfort you. You are not walking blind. You are not stepping into destiny without guidance. Heaven has gone ahead of you. The voice of the Lord is both compass and confirmation. It will not lead you astray. Every sound, every whisper, every nudge in your spirit is drawing you closer to the fulfillment of what has always been written about you. Lift your head. Chosen one. Listen closely. The sound of heaven is rising all around you, and it is declaring one truth. The door is open. The time is now, and you are ready. Chosen one. The mysterious door has opened, but do not think it swings on its own. Heaven itself can open the way, yet your response is the key that turns the lock. God has never forced his will on anyone. He waits for a yes. Your answer matters more than you realize. Look back at the moments in Scripture when men and women stood at a crossroads. Noah could have ignored the command to build an ark. Abraham could have refused to leave his homeland. Mary could have turned away from the angel's message. Each had a choice. Each had to say yes before heaven's plan unfolded. And you, beloved, are standing in the same place. The door is open, but your choice determines whether you walk through it or let it close. Heaven is watching. The angels lean in. Even the enemy waits to see what you will decide. Your obedience is the hinge on which destiny swings. Do not underestimate the stage you stand on. Beloved, this is not a private choice whispered into silence. It is a decision that ripples through eternity. Every yes you speak becomes a seed planted in unseen soil, destined to grow into a harvest far greater than you. Your response today is shaping generations yet unborn. The prophet Elijah spoke with fire in his voice in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 18. Verse 21. How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal, follow him. The challenge is the same today. You cannot stand between two places forever. You cannot keep one foot in hesitation and the other in calling. A decision must be made. Do not underestimate the weight of your yes. When you surrender, heaven moves on your behalf. When you obey, doors that looked impossible swing wide. When you choose faith over fear, miracles break forth. Your answer is not small. It activates the very resources of heaven. But the opposite is also true. To refuse, to delay, to ignore the invitation, is to watch the door close silently. And some doors, once closed, do not open again. That is why heaven speaks with urgency today. That is why your spirit feels stirred, even as you read these words. This is not pressure, this is mercy, giving you a chance to respond. Beloved, the decision is not about perfection. God is not waiting for you to have every detail figured out. He is simply waiting for your surrender. Your yes does not need to be polished, it just needs to be real. Heaven is not asking for a flawless plan, only for a willing heart. So here is what I ask you to do. As a prophetic act of faith, write these words in the comments. I choose now. Simple, clear, but powerful. When you write it, you are doing more than typing letters. You are speaking into the atmosphere. You are declaring to heaven, to earth, and even to the forces of darkness, I will not waver. I will not delay. I choose my destiny now. Olu. This declaration seals your commitment. It silences hesitation. It reminds your own soul that you are not standing still. You are stepping forward, and as you declare it, expect resistance to weaken, clarity to increase, and strength to rise. Chosen one. Heaven does not need another tomorrow from you. Heaven is calling for today. The door is open. The time is now, and your answer matters more than you will ever know. Chosen one. Listen with your spirit wide open. Heaven has a way of speaking not only through words, but also through signs and patterns. There are codes written in eternity, numbers that carry prophetic weight. These numbers are not coincidences. They are confirmations that you are aligned with heaven's timing. When they appear, it is as though God Himself is highlighting your name, saying, yes, this is the moment. Yes, I am speaking to you. Perhaps you have seen repeated numbers appear in your daily life, in clocks, in receipts, in unexpected places. These are not random, they are reminders. Heaven is calling your attention to its language of confirmation. And right now, as you read these words, that language is being made clear, according to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 9. A man's heart devises his way, but the Lord directs his steps. Beloved, your plans have shifted many times. You thought you were walking one direction, only to find yourself in another. You wondered if you had failed, if you had missed your chance. But the truth is this: even when you didn't see it, the Lord was directing every step. The numbers that appear before you are a whisper from heaven, confirming that you are exactly where you need to be. Chosen one. The enemy wants you to doubt these signs. He wants you to believe that what you see is meaningless. But heaven is strategic. Every detail matters. Every sign is intentional. These prophetic numbers serve as markers on your journey, reminding you that you are walking a path that was written before time began. And now, I invite you to respond in faith. Comment this prophetic number, 555. Why 555? Because it symbolizes grace multiplied, transformation, and the fullness of divine favor. When you type it, you are not only agreeing with heaven, you are declaring that your life is entering a season of change, that grace is surrounding you on every side, and that God's hand is rewriting your story for good. This is not superstition, it is alignment. It is your spirit saying yes to the transformation heaven is releasing into your path. Think of what happens when you respond. You shift from being a passive listener to an active participant. You move from hearing about prophecy to declaring it over your own life. That one small action is a seed of obedience that heaven can multiply. When you comment 555, you are testifying that you are no longer stuck in cycles of delay. You are moving into divine acceleration. Beloved, every chosen one must learn to recognize heaven's signs. Noah saw a rainbow and knew the flood had ended. Gideon asked for a fleece and received confirmation. Daniel interpreted numbers on the wall that shifted kingdoms. Signs and numbers are part of heaven's vocabulary, and you are now being trained to read them with spiritual eyes. So, let your obedience seal this moment. Do not just nod silently in agreement. Mark it, declare it, stand boldly, and type 555, because in doing so, you are stepping into divine favor. You are proclaiming that no matter what challenges surround you, heaven's grace is multiplying over your life. Your steps are steady, and your destiny is secured. Chosen one. This is your alignment hour. Heaven is speaking clearly. Respond, and let your declaration echo in eternity. Chosen one. When the mantle rests upon you, everything shifts, not just in the heavens, but also in the battleground of your life. The battlefield itself begins to change. The enemy no longer sees you as an easy target. He sees the mark of authority that has been placed upon you. You have crossed a threshold, and the weight you now carry cannot be ignored. This is why warfare intensifies after promotion. Do not be surprised if the opposition feels stronger than before. It is not because you are weak, it is because you are powerful. Darkness always rises in response to light, but it does not prevail. The greater the anointing, the sharper the conflict. For the enemy knows he cannot undo your calling, he can only try to distract you from it. Look around you. Notice how situations you once feared no longer shake you in the same way. You are not who you were. You carry a voice that cuts through confusion, a presence that unsettles what is false. This is not pride. It is divine authority. Your very existence as a chosen one disrupts the enemy's plans. The Word of God declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17, "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and this is their vindication from me, declares the Lord." Take this into your spirit. Weapons may form, but they cannot prosper. Attacks may come, but they cannot defeat you. The battlefield is real, but the victory is already sealed. Chosen one, you must understand the strategy of heaven here. You are not called only to survive battles, you are called to shift them where others flee. You are to stand where others compromise. You are to remain steadfast. The atmosphere bends when a chosen one steps onto the field. Darkness trembles because it recognizes the authority you carry. This battlefield is not only external, it is internal as well. Thoughts of fear, whispers of doubt, and waves of discouragement may rise like arrows. But now you have a shield, the mantle, the anointing, the presence of God resting on you. Every lie loses power when confronted with truth. Every shadow dissipates when exposed to the light you carry. And know this, beloved, you are not fighting alone. Though it feels personal, your struggle is part of a greater war between light and darkness. Angelic hosts surround you, unseen but active. The hand of God strengthens you, even when you feel weary. The Spirit intercedes for you with groanings deeper than words. You are a soldier in a divine army, and victory is not optional. It is certain. But this certainty does not mean passivity. You must engage. You must rise each day with the awareness that you are on assignment. You must guard your heart, your mind, and your spirit. Not every thought deserves entry into your soul. Not every word deserves agreement. Chosen ones walk with discernment, filtering the noise of the battlefield through the truth of heaven. Your presence alone shifts the tide. Families are impacted. Workplaces are disrupted. Communities are stirred when you walk in your authority. The enemy fears the chosen because when you speak, heaven backs your voice. When you move, heaven directs your steps. When you resist, the enemy flees. So lift your head. Beloved, you are not overwhelmed, you are equipped. You are not defeated, you are advancing. The battlefield has shifted, and it shifts because you have entered it with the authority of one who is chosen. Chosen one. Look closely at your journey. The fire you walked through was not meaningless. Every hardship, every trial, every season of pain was refining you. You were not being destroyed, you were being purified. What others saw as your breaking was, in truth, your becoming. You were being marked by fire, sealed with strength that cannot be taken away. You endured losses that cut deeply. You carried burdens that made your knees buckle. Yet the flames that tried to consume you instead burned away what could not remain. Now, you stand as a vessel cleansed by trial, able to carry the weight of glory without being crushed. The fire was never your end, it was your preparation. The prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 19, "The sovereign Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like the feet of a deer. He enables me to tread on the heights." This is who you are now. The strength you carry is not your own. It is the strength of God within you. The fire forged your footing so you can walk where others stumble and rise where others fall. Chosen one. This is why you cannot compare your journey to anyone else's. Your fire was hotter because your destiny is higher. Your nights were darker because your light is brighter. What others escaped from, you endure it, because heaven knew you could be trusted with the refining. You are not fragile, you are fortified. There is something sacred about being marked by fire. It changes how you see, how you speak, how you live. You no longer chase empty things because you know what it costs to survive the flames. You no longer take life lightly because you understand how precious every breath is. Fire strips away the unnecessary and leaves only what is eternal. This is why your presence feels different. Others may not always understand it, but they sense it. You carry weight, depth, authority. The fire branded you with a heavenly mark, and those scars remain. They shine as evidence of survival. You are not ashamed of what you endured, because the fire proved that you are chosen. Beloved, I invite you now to seal this truth with a prophetic act. In the comments, write the number 888. This is not random. It is a declaration of new beginnings, of resurrection, of stepping into a life reborn through the fire. When you write it, you are saying, I have endured, I have been refined, and I rise renewed. It is your testimony in numbers, your mark of victory. Do not underestimate this act. Typing it is not about digits, it is about alignment. It is about stamping your survival with faith and declaring to heaven and earth that the fire did not destroy you. Instead, it made you stronger, purer, and ready for the mysterious door before you. Chosen one, the fire did its work. You are no longer who you were. You are a purified vessel, ready to carry glory. The mysterious door awaits, and when you step through, you will not step as one broken, you will step as one marked, chosen, and crowned by the flames that could not consume you. Chosen one, every door of destiny comes with a cost. Do not be deceived. Being chosen does not mean the road ahead will be easy. In fact, it often means the opposite. The path of obedience is narrow, marked by sacrifice, requiring a courage that many refuse to embrace. But this is the price of carrying glory. You may look around and wonder why others seem to move freely, unbothered, living without the same weight you carry. It is because their assignment is not yours. Ordinary lives do not demand extraordinary obedience. But you, beloved, are not ordinary. The call on your life is greater, and so the price you pay will also be greater. This cost will sometimes appear as loneliness. The deeper you walk into your assignment, the fewer people will walk with you. Many cannot handle the weight of your journey. Some will misunderstand it, and others will be unwilling to pay the price themselves. Do not resent this. Even Jesus walked a road so narrow that his closest followers fell away at his darkest hour. Heaven speaks through the words in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 24. Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. The cross is not a symbol of comfort, it is a symbol of surrender. To follow the path laid before you, you must embrace sacrifice as part of your calling. Beloved, the cost of obedience will also test your desires. There will be moments when everything in you longs to take an easier road, to compromise just a little, to avoid the discomfort of saying yes to God's voice. These are the moments that define chosen ones. To lay down what you want in order to carry what God wants is the ultimate proof of surrender. Do not be afraid of this cost, for though it demands much, it also produces much. The obedience that empties you also fills you. The surrender that wounds you also heals you. Every sacrifice plants a seed that will grow into a harvest of eternal reward. Think of Abraham, called to leave everything familiar for a land he had never seen. Think of Moses, who turned his back on the riches of Egypt to walk with a God no one else could see. Think of Esther, risking her very life to step into a throne room where her presence was not invited. None of these stories were easy, but each shaped history because someone dared to pay the cost of obedience. And you, chosen one, are standing in that same line of faith. Your obedience is not just about you. It is about the countless lives connected to your yes. You are a link in a chain that stretches through generations. What you lay down today makes room for those who come after you. Yes, the cost is real. Yes, the sacrifice is heavy. But remember this, heaven never asks you to surrender something without giving you more in return. What you release may seem precious, but what God places in your hands will always outweigh it. The crown on the other side of obedience will make every tear worthwhile. So walk forward without fear. Do not resent the price of your calling. Wear it as proof that you are trusted, proof that you are chosen. For though obedience costs much, disobedience costs everything. And you, beloved, are not called to lose, you are called to overcome. Chosen one, you have walked through fire, carried the cost, endured rejection, and resisted hesitation. All of it has been leading you here to the crown prepared for you. This crown is not like the fading rewards of this world. It is not fashioned of gold that tarnishes or jewels that lose their shine. This crown is eternal, woven in glory, sealed with purpose, and reserved for you alone. For so long, you questioned whether your suffering had meaning. You asked if the tears you shed in silence would ever bear fruit. Heaven answers now. Nothing was wasted. Every battle you endured, every sacrifice you made, every yes you whispered when no one else was watching, it all became part of your inheritance. The mysterious door you stand before does not simply lead to a new season, it leads to your coronation. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 25. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last. But we do it to get a crown that will last forever. This is the truth that steadies your soul, the discipline of obedience, the pain of refinement, the perseverance in trials. All of it was preparing you for a crown that cannot be taken away. Chosen one. Imagine what it means to carry such a crown. It is not a symbol of pride, but of purpose. It testifies that you endured when others quit. It declares that you stood firm when storms raged. It reveals that you were faithful in secret, and now you will be honored in the open. This crown does not simply sit on your head, it radiates from your very life. Do not think of this crown as something distant, reserved only for eternity. It begins to manifest here and now. When you walk into a room, the authority of heaven is visible. When you speak, your words carry weight beyond their sound. When you stand, the atmosphere shifts. The crown is recognition in the spirit realm that you belong to heaven's royal line. But remember this, crowns are not handed to the careless, they are entrusted to the faithful. That is why your road was so difficult, why your fire was so intense, why your cost was so high. Heaven does not waste crowns on those who treat destiny lightly. You were forged in hardship so that when the crown rests on you, it will not crush you, it will empower you. Beloved, let this truth strengthen you. No one else can wear your crown. It was crafted for you, measured by your trials, polished by your tears, and sealed by your obedience. Others may covet it, but it will not fit them. It belongs to you, and you alone. And when you finally step through the mysterious door, the crown will not only rest upon you, it will shine through you. People will see it, though they may not understand it. Darkness will fear it, for it recognizes what you carry. Heaven will celebrate it, because you have reached the place that was written for you from the beginning. So, lift your head. Chosen one, you are not empty-handed. You are crowned with glory, clothed with strength, and sealed with honor. The world may have mocked you, but heaven has marked you. The crown is your testimony, your inheritance, and your eternal reminder that you were, and always will be, one of God's chosen one. The mysterious door is open before you, and heaven's invitation is clear. Yet, with the invitation comes a sobering voice of warning. Do not think that this moment will linger forever. Do not believe the lie that you can postpone obedience and still walk in the fullness of your calling. Heaven is urgent because eternity is at stake. The prophet Jeremiah declared with fire in his bones in chapter 6, verse 16, This is what the Lord says. Stand at the crossroads. Ask for the ancient paths. Walk in the good way, and find rest for your souls. Do you see the danger? To hear the voice of God and ignore it is to step out of mercy's covering. Chosen one, this is not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Mercy is a gift, but it is not to be abused. The door stands open, but if continually ignored, heaven may allow it to shut. What a tragedy it would be to come this far, to survive the storms, to endure the fire, only to forfeit the promise by choosing delay. This is why heaven presses so strongly upon your heart right now. You are at a crossroads, standing at the very threshold of destiny. The choice is yours. Step through the door or walk away. There is no middle ground. To linger too long is to risk missing it altogether. Beloved, I must be clear. There are consequences for rebellion. When a chosen one refuses to move, heaven will not force them. But the absence of obedience creates a vacuum, and that vacuum fills with regret. Many live haunted by the voice of what could have been, the memory of doors they never entered. You cannot allow your life to become such a story. But here is the hope, even as this warning burns in your heart. It is mercy speaking. Heaven has not turned away from you. The door is still open. The invitation is still extended. The warning itself is proof that God is still reaching for you. The question is, will you respond? This is why I must pause here and ask from my heart, if this message is stirring your spirit, do not keep it silent. Like this message, share it so others can be awakened just as you are. Subscribe so you remain connected to future words that will guide and strengthen you, not because of numbers, not because of vanity, but because each action you take is a declaration. I hear, I receive, I obey. End of. And more than that, I want you to mark this moment with your own words. In the comments, write, I will obey. Do not underestimate the power of this declaration. It is not a casual phrase. It is the breaking of hesitation, the silencing of rebellion, and the sealing of your heart in alignment with heaven's will. When you write it, you are telling yourself, telling heaven, and telling the enemy, my decision is made. I will step through the door. End of. Beloved, let this moment not pass you by. The mysterious door is open, but it will not stay open forever. Heaven has spoken with clarity. The choice is yours, but the consequences are real. Obedience unlocks destiny. Hesitation forfeits it. You are chosen, and chosen ones are not called to waste their calling. Stand firm, lift your head, and declare your obedience. For this is the moment, this is the hour, and this is the decision that will mark the rest of your life. Chosen one, never forget this. Though the path of obedience can feel isolating, you are not alone. The mysterious door you are called to walk through is not yours alone to enter. There is a remnant, a company of the chosen, rising at the same time. They too have been refined by fire, tested by storms, hidden in silence, and called out into the light. You may not see them yet, but heaven is weaving your paths together, somewhere across the earth. Another chosen one is feeling the same, stirring in their spirit, hearing the same whispers from heaven, and sensing the same weight of destiny. This is not coincidence, it is orchestration. God never raises up one voice in isolation. He calls forth a generation. a collective of chosen vessels to shake the world. The Apostle Peter speaks in his first letter, chapter 2, verse 9. You are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, called into his wonderful light. This is not addressed to one person alone. It is to a people, a remnant, a family marked for glory, chosen one. This truth should strengthen your heart. The loneliness you felt in seasons past was real, but it was not permanent. Heaven may have hidden you for a time, but now it is connecting you with others who have endured similar fires, and together, your voices will echo louder. Your presence will shift atmospheres. Your combined light will drive back darkness on a scale larger than you imagined. This remnant is not large in number, but strong in spirit. Do not expect the masses to walk this narrow way. Many will choose comfort over calling, convenience over consecration. But there will always be a remnant who say, yes, who refuse to bow, who endure when others retreat. And you, beloved, are part of them. Think of Elijah, standing weary after Mount Carmel, crying that he was the last prophet left. Yet God reminded him that 7,000 others had not bowed to Baal. What does this reveal? That even when you feel alone, heaven's remnant is still alive, still faithful, still chosen. Beloved, the remnant is not just scattered strangers, it is your unseen family. You may meet them in unexpected places, hear their voices at the right time, or feel their prayers strengthen you in moments of weakness. Though separated by distance, they are united by destiny. Though different in appearance, they carry the same fire. And know this, when remnants gather, movements are born, revival springs forth, chains break, nations shift, darkness trembles. The mysterious door you are about to walk through is not just for your personal breakthrough, it is a gateway for collective transformation. You are stepping into a season where the chosen will rise together, where hidden voices will find one another, and where the roar of obedience will drown out the whispers of compromise. So take courage. Do not despise your scars, for every chosen one has them. Do not hide your story, for every remnant is strengthened by shared testimony. Do not fear your uniqueness, for it is proof that you belong to this holy company. The remnant is rising, and you are part of it. You were never truly alone. The same God who called you is calling them, weaving your journeys into one great tapestry of destiny. And when the remnant moves together, no force of darkness can resist. Chosen one, lift your eyes. See beyond yourself. You are chosen. Yes, but you are also joined. Together with others, you will carry a fire that will not be quenched, a light that will not be dimmed, a mission that will not fail. Chosen one, the mysterious door stands open before you. All of heaven has been preparing you for this moment. Every trial, every scar, every act of obedience has brought you here to the threshold of destiny. This is not just another chapter in your story. It is the unveiling of why you were created, the ignition of eternal purpose. Step forward in faith. Beloved, the door does not open for hesitation, nor does it wait for endless questions. It opens for courage, for surrender, for the heart that says, I will not turn back. You have carried burdens that felt unbearable. Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still chosen. That endurance was not wasted. It was proof that you are ready for what lies beyond. Heaven speaks clearly in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8z. I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. This promise is not distant, it is alive in you now. The door is open, and no power of darkness, no human opposition, no past mistake can shut it. Chosen one. This door is not merely symbolic, it is divine transition. On the other side waits the fulfillment of promises whispered to your heart in the midnight hours. On the other side are answers to prayers you thought were forgotten. On the other side is the release of everything you were destined to carry. The enemy tried to convince you that you were too weak, too broken, too late. But the very fact that you survived proves the lie wrong. The open door is heaven's testimony that your journey is not over. It is just beginning. You were hidden for a time, refined by fire, tested in the wilderness. But now you step into the stage for which you were prepared. Crossing this threshold requires trust. It demands that you leave behind what cannot go with you. Old fears, lingering doubts, toxic ties. They cannot follow you through the door. Destiny requires separation. Glory requires surrender. But what you gain is infinitely greater than what you release. Beloved, do not look back. The wilderness was necessary, but it is not your home. The fire was refining, but it was not your destination. The rejection was protection, but it was not your identity. All of it was preparation for this, the step into your true calling. And when you step through, everything shifts. Atmospheres will respond to your presence. Doors will open in the natural because the supernatural has already aligned. Your words will carry weight. Your life will bear fruit. And your journey will inspire others to rise. This is the inheritance of the chosen, the authority to walk as light in a dark world. Do not let the size of the door intimidate you. Do not let the unknown paralyze you. Heaven has gone before you, and the hand of God Himself holds the door open. Your only task is to step through. Chosen one. Your moment has come. The mysterious door opens only once in a lifetime, and it stands before you now. Step boldly. Step faithfully. Step as one who knows that destiny does not wait forever. Beyond this door lies not just your purpose, but the eternal unfolding of the plan written for you since the beginning of time. Chosen one, take a breath and feel the weight of what has been spoken. 17 sections have carried you step by step to this threshold, the mysterious door that opens only once in a lifetime. This is not imagination, not coincidence, not empty words. This is divine alignment. Heaven has been speaking to you, preparing you, and now releasing you into purpose. Everything you endured was not wasted. The fire marked you. The rejection shaped you. The battles trained you. And now, Heaven has placed before you an open door that no one can shut. The choice is yours, but the invitation is clear. Step into destiny, for you were chosen for such a time as this. Beloved, I want to speak to you heart to heart in this closing moment. If this message has stirred your spirit, if you feel the fire of recognition burning within, do not keep it to yourself. Let it live beyond you. Like this message as a sign that you receive it. Share it so another chosen one, perhaps weary or lost, may hear the same voice of hope. Subscribe so that you remain connected to future words that will guide you deeper, strengthen your steps, and remind you of who you are in the days to come. And I ask one more thing. Leave your voice in the comments below. Do not let this moment pass silently. Write what resonates. Even a simple, "I am chosen." That act is more than interaction. It is testimony. It is agreement. It is alignment with heaven's word over your life. Chosen one. Lift your head. You are not forgotten, not forsaken, not ordinary. You are marked, crowned, and anointed. The mysterious door stands open, and heaven is waiting for your step.